talking a lot about growing pains this month, and there's one concept that you have to make peace with if you're going to grow through this life, and it's the concept of trials. Trials are spoken about all through Scripture. In fact, the New Testament says that trials have been ordained by God or planned by God that we would go through them, that we would face various trials. Just a few verses to bring this up. James chapter 1, that we would face trials of various kinds. Romans chapter 5, it tells us to rejoice in our sufferings. 1 Peter chapter 4, do not be surprised at the fiery trials that you face. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, that we would be hard pressed on every side. And so these trials are afflictions, they're calamity. It's suffering and hardship that we go through. It might be internal, emotionally. It might be external, physically. It might be financial. It might be the loss of a loved one. It might be the loss of mobility in your body. It might be the loss of a job. The point being, trials come all the time. And so a Christian has a great victory over these trials because he comes to understand that trials have a purpose. Suffering, hardship, it's not just so that way we would have problems in this life. It's not. It's really not. And James is telling us to turn and face our trials with this happy, glad joy in our life that God has approved or allowed this moment to take place in our life so that way we could fruit, so that way we could grow. Now that might seem extremely difficult. There are trials in life that are extremely painful. But I promise you, every trial that you've ever gone through on this side of eternity is a trial that can cause us to grow in our faith. Consider it joy, my brothers, when you encounter various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith brings about perseverance. Knowing that the testing of your faith, I want you to get this, faith alive in us, goes from a place of just knowing to persevering or fruiting. Okay, that word persevere, it means to be steadfast. It means to patiently endure. We're in the season of the Olympics, so think of an Olympic runner. You can train, you can run back at home by yourself all you want. But in order to prove that you're a good runner, you have to face opposition. You have to face something. And so you line up next to a bunch of competitors and you get to prove whether or not you really are the best. And so what we're trying to prove is not that we're the best. We're actually trying to prove that faith is alive in us. We're competing against unbelief that's in the heart. Okay? And so trials are what cause us or what prove that we actually believe and trust in God. That is an awesome thing. It really is. Get this. It's one thing to maybe go to church and to feel alive or to put your trust or believe in God after service on the Sunday. We do that. We just spend an hour or two fellowshipping with great people, laughing, smiling, singing songs, being taught, fed. Well, the question is, come Wednesday or Thursday, when you've had a very hard day, when you've had a difficulty in your life, when you've had opposition come, do you still believe in that moment? Is the faith that you felt on Sunday, is it true and alive, or is it a false faith? And that's what opposition does. It allows us in a difficulty to prove to ourselves that we are trusting in God and that we're not just trusting in ourselves. This is an incredible gift. It's a mercy from God, actually. If one of the main points of our life is to know that we know, it's to know that we believe in God. It's to be assured that we actually have faith in Jesus. That's part of the Christian life. I don't want to just take the ticket, the Christian ticket, put it in my pocket and wait 20 or 30 years or 40 years till one day I see God face to face and pull it out. I want to know every day that the faith that I have is real, that it's alive, that it's a true living faith, that it's the kind of faith that Moses had, Joseph had, and David had and Jeremiah and Peter. It's the kind of faith that Paul had. I want to know that I have the same kind of faith as those men. And opposition and trials is what allows me to know, to have a confidence that that faith is alive. And so, just to recap, a summary, when you get done listening to this, I want you to pause and I want you to just say a prayer. Face the fact, go to God and just face the fact that trials are coming. Trials of all kinds. They could be very small, they could be very large. All kinds of trials. Okay? And those trials are there presented in your life in order to cause you to prove that faith is alive. It's an opposition. It's a competitor in your life, and it's competing over the faith that should be alive within you. That is an awesome gift. It's an awesome thing. It's something that we have to joyfully accept and face. And when we do it, our faith will grow and it will get stronger and stronger and stronger. And this process of going through growing pains, all of a sudden we'll embrace it and we'll find that our faith and that our trust, our confidence, our security in God truly is growing. So I hope this helps you. I hope you embrace this. Go to those scriptures, look at them yourself. Go to James chapter 1 and see that God has planned various trials for your life in order to prove the faith that he wants so badly to grow and fruit in your life. Enjoy.